Peace and prosperity be unto all who's listening and watching. It's your girl Shay Miller, right? And I'm back with another video. And today we're gonna talk about my relationship with God, and we're gonna talk about venting to God. So I've always had a relationship with God ever since I was very little. When I was little, I heard Solomon at the time. He had resolved the problem with his words alone, right? And at that time, he resolved a problem without even having to get physical or have to do anything else with his words alone. And at that time, when I was very young, I knew I wanted whatever he had. So for some reason, God gave me the knowledge of knowing I needed to pray for wisdom. Ever since I was little, I've always prayed for wisdom. Wisdom. And I grew up to want to learn to do more other things. Like, I grew up and eventually started praying for guidance and understanding and help along the way and all the other things that I'll eventually venture out into praying for others, as well as learning to really pray and worship and all those things for myself. Choosing God was easy for me. It was like the easiest choice that I've ever made in my life. Choosing God is the easiest choice for me. It was easy. It was something I did not have to think about. It's the best decision I ever made, the easiest decision I ever made. And it's the only one that I never had a hard time choosing. My relationship with God, I would say, is great. Yes, at times I do fall short, and I can go a long time without praying sometimes. But I also try to live in the intent of God always, by being a help to others and being a vessel. So even when I'm not being consistent with prayer, I try to make sure that I speak over people and speak light into their lives when they're facing darkness and they're close to their ends or wanting to end. My relationship with God can be even better. I also believe that my relationship with God has grown tremendously over the past years. I've seen a lot of what God has done for others and a lot of what God is doing to and through others, and a lot of what God's doing for me. And I'm super extremely thankful for all God's doing and using me for. I also want to say that today I finally did what I should have done, what I should be doing all the time, is venting. I'm really good at venting. I'm usually good at talking to God. I'm usually good at talking to God when I'm driving. I'm usually good at listening to Caleb on the way to work. I'm usually good at, like, reminding myself, okay, well, this is God's way, this is God's will, it's supposed to happen that way, blah, type stuff. But I finally just, vented everything out and just let it all go and surrendered everything. Because I've surrendered before. There's moments where, but also even when you surrender, you have to surrender all the time. But I don't surrender all the time. And I know you can't always handle things in your own strength. You have to rely on God and His Spirit and His strength. So I'm glad that I vented. I'm glad that I told everything that I felt in about my life and how I felt about last year, how I felt about my career and the purpose He has for me and all those good things and what I wanted and what I wanted Him to do and use me for. And I just prayed God's will for my life, which is really important because I'm like big on focusing on my purpose and what I'm living for, because I don't want to waste any moments of life. I don't want my life to be in vain. So I always ponder at the thought of what my life is going to be and where I'm going to be, and when things are going to take off for me, and all these things with my books and my YouTube and all this stuff, and like me really making an impact and helping other people, and me really building out the network that I need to, you know, change the people's lives that I'm designed to help. Because you're not designed to help everybody, but you're designed to help a certain kind of people. And I just pray that I help those people. So venting really helped me feel like it was lifted off my shoulder. Like it's no longer a problem. Like I don't even feel anything right now. I feel good. I feel great. I feel like I can go to the gym or something, or go for a walk, or go hiking, or just do something really fun, or go to my job and not be worried. Because that's the kind of freedom or kind of peace God can give you when you trust that God can heal you and release you of your worries, and when you cast all your desires, needs, and wants, and everything to God, it's definitely peace from it. And even when you feel like God's punishing you or forsaking you, which He hasn't, when you feel like you left behind and you're always the one that's left behind, and you're angry or something, and if you're angry with God, you still should talk to God. I just pray for everyone who watches this video that if you don't have a relationship with God, I pray you have one. And if you have a relationship with God, I pray you work on it. I pray you be better with it. I pray you be better with God. I pray you be better with yourself this year. And just have a better connection to just who you are, who you're truly supposed to be, and be a vessel, be somebody God can use in this world to help others, and live out your life and your testimony, and be somebody who can fulfill the glory of God and give God praise and thanks and gratefulness of life itself. So I pray peace and abundance be unto you, and I love you all for watching.